Hi everybody, Sarah Kernals here with a little tip about relationships and opposites attract. And I'm not talking about the Paula Abdul video with the dancing cat because while I love that video, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I am here to talk about yin and yang. The original idea of yin and yang came, ancient Chinese culture, came from observing nature. On every hillside, they notice there is a shady side and there is a sunny side. What this is really referring to is that there are differences in every element, and those opposing natures come with everything. So you could see this all across the board in nature, and you could see it in modern day culture. Think about like a battery. There's the positive and the negative. You can think about a plug and the wall socket, and you need both parts. You can't just have one, otherwise, it's not going to work. I realize that analogy is actually a little bit dirty, and that's not what I intended to do, but it works. So, when we talk about opposites attract, it is actually not a gender issue. It is an essence or an energy that I'm talking about. And it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you have. You can have heterosexual, homosexual, transgender, bi. It could be any combination that you like. But if both people are exactly the same, it's not going to work long term because nobody wants to be competing for the space to be who they are. They want somebody who complements their weaknesses, somebody who fills in the gaps of their strengths relate to where your weaknesses are, and vice versa. I realize filling in the gaps is another dirty term, but I'm gonna go with it. So, anyway, back to yin and yang. So, this extends to relationships, and I am gonna talk about it in terms of masculine and feminine essence, and that's only for because it's the essence, it's not the gender. So the yin is the dark part of the symbol. So if you think of the symbol that we all know, it's the part down here, it's the bottom position. And the dark side refers to cold, it refers to the lower position, it refers to rest, it turns energy inward. Okay, this is associated with the moon as well and feminine energy. Don't get up in arms, that's the cold and the dark side. Okay, we've got the other side of the symbol, which is the top part, the top position. That's associated with the masculine and with the sun. It is light, it is hot, it is the active, outward facing energy and direction. And like I said, that's associated with the masculine. Just like the symbol, there's that little spot of dark in the white, and there's that little spot of light in the dark, right? So each one of us has inside of us that opposing nature. We do get to decide which we use in what situation, what energy we're bringing to a situation, and how we want to show up in relationship. And actually, Carl Jung, the psychologist, identified this opposing nature that's inside of whatever you are predominantly as the anima and the animus, and we can go into psychology if you want. But essentially, it's knowing that all parts are already inside of you. Okay? So this is really important in relationships because we want to make sure that we understand our partner. Okay? So if you are the masculine partner, men, and we'll say in general, men have a very hard body and they have a soft soul. This is kind of revolutionary for a lot of the women that I talk to because we don't think of ourselves as women in these terms. We know that, yeah, generally we have a softer body traditionally, but we don't think of the fact that we have a hard soul. And the women that I've talked to, when they start thinking about this, they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. I do have a very hard soul. Like, I can take on a lot more than I think that I can. And they think about the men in their lives and they realize, oh, yeah, they do have a pretty soft soul too. So, women, how can you make the space for men to be vulnerable, to have that softness? How can you give them that space? And likewise, men, I'm going to ask you the question, where can you let your women have that hard soul? Where are you underestimating her? And here's another really good question that I'm going to leave you with. So, for a feminine essence person, you can ask your masculine essence person, so the yin can ask the yang, what can I do to help you? And the reverse for the masculine essence, the yang, to ask the yin or the feminine essence, what can I do to help you feel better? Okay? So feminine to masculine, ask what can I do to help you? Masculine to feminine, what can I do to help you feel better? Okay? That is it for today. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Please post your questions about this below. Masculine and feminine energy is something that really interests me right now. I'm going to be talking about it a lot in the coming weeks, so I want to know what you want more information about and what you'd like to talk about more. And I will talk to you soon.